those of you that are watching them organize these, see if you can figure out how they're making the patterns. What is similar? And maybe you don't use all of the pieces.
Sitting in your place, there's a menacing look growing on his face. He grabs a piece of chalk and he gives you the look. He tells everybody now, take out your math books. Your stomach's in knots as he demands action. You've got to demonstrate equivalent fractions. You've got to be like a rabbit and multiply. Be like a rabbit and multiply. You walk up to the board, your hands are sweating, don't know if you can do it. You start fretting, there's a fraction on the board right in front of you. The fraction is a half, what you gonna do? There's a little voice calling from deep inside your brain. Listen real close, this is what it's saying. You got to be like a rabbit and multiply. Be like a rabbit and multiply. Multiply the top, it's called the numerator. You multiply the bottom, the denominator. If you use the same digit, you'll see the numbers change, but the fraction that's a half will still remain the same. A half is 2/4, a half is 3/6, a half is 4/8. Feel confusion fade. A half is 5/10, a half is 10/20, a half is 50/100. Isn't that amazing? You got to be like a rabbit and multiply. Be like a rabbit and multiply. The lesson has been learned, you just multiply. If you want the number smaller, go ahead, divide. If you use the same digit for the bottom and the top, you keep on getting smaller till you've got to stop. 10/20 is equal to a half. Although the numbers change, the value stays the same. 6/12 is just another way to name it, 'cause a half is a half, no matter how you say it. You got to be like an amoeba and divide. Be like an amoeba and divide. The teacher walks in, you're sitting in your place. There's a smile of pride building on your face. He grabs a piece of chalk and he tosses it to you. You walk up to the board, you know what to do. You're feeling real good as you spring into action. You get to demonstrate equivalent fractions. You got to be like a rabbit and multiply. 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 Be like a rabbit, be like a rabbit, be like a rabbit, yeah. Triangles are sitting on the lawn. They didn't know each other, would they get along? One says hi, scaling's my name. I got 3 sides, but none of the same, and I hope we can be friends at Geometry Park. Geometry Park. The next triangle says he's isosceles. He's got 2 sides the same, not bad, that's 2 out of 3. The last triangle is equilateral, got 3 sides the same. He says, rather factual, I've gotta get my vertices home before it gets dark.
to hold the ball up 62
holes.
They say, hey girls, what's your angle? Do you wanna come and hang out with us? Triangles, we'll create our own little world at Geometry Park.
Geometry Park.
The first girl angle, ooh, she's looking pretty square.
Pretty square, yeah.
She's 90 degrees and right all the time, it isn't fair.
Isn't that? No.
But the smaller one is looking pretty acute, and the bigger one is looking mighty obtuse. And they've got a couple hours to go before it gets dark.
Before it gets dark.
Clouds on the horizon, the polygon gang is here. They are many-sided objects, the angles quake with fear. Hexagon has 6 sides, pentagon has 5, quadrilaterals have 4 sides, these boys are mean and wild. Octagon has 8 sides, squares got 4 the same. Rectangle has right angles, these boys ain't playing games. Lying by a tree, scalene, spots a spear. He glances at the basketball court and sees that it's clear. He says, hey boys, let's go settle this. A game of hoops can put all this to rest. And they start to play b-ball at Geometry Park.
Geometry Park.
Halfway through the game, Isosceles says, you guys are great. Hexagon says, so are you, but it's getting kinda late. Let's meet here tomorrow and we can resume our game. I feel like we are friends. Shouts of laughter coming from Geometry Park. Shouts of laughter coming from Geometry Park. Shouts of laughter coming from Geometry Park.
One and a half and a 2 and a third and a 3 and a fourth and a 4 and a mixed number is a number that is equal to the sum of a whole number and a fraction. That's why it's called a mixed number. To add or subtract mixed numbers, add the whole number, add the fractions, subtract the fractions, subtract the whole numbers, rename as required. To multiply mixed numbers, rename them as improper fractions. The product of fractions is equal to the product of numerators divided by the product of denominators. To divide mixed numbers, multiply the dividend times the reciprocal of the divisor. To determine the quotient,